Hello children and hello mothers, how are you all doing? So with this lockdown, I have decided to record the Ramayana in brief for all the children all around the world. So as most of you must be knowing, Ramayana is a holy text for us, for all Hindus, and I am belonging to a Hindu Brahmin family. I have seen my mother reading it almost on a daily basis. So I dedicate this series of Ramayana to my mom. And I want to make it very simple for the children so that they connect to the values in the Ramayana and they enjoy the story of Ramayana also during these holidays. So this is the original Ramayana, which I also have a copy. And this is of course written by Tulsi. This is Tulsi Ramayana. It was written by Valmiki before this. And then Tulsi Das, I think there must be a picture of Tulsidas here. So Tulsidas wrote this Ramayana and he wrote it in beautiful couplets. So it has a very rhythmic, beautiful rendition in Hindi when you read it. And I can still, if I close my eyes, I can hear my mother singing it out. It used to be so beautiful. So Tulsidas has shared this story which is more than 5,000 years old, and it is the story of an Indian king of Ayodhya of that time, whom we call as Bhagwan Ram. We people of faith, people who are in the Hindu religion, we believe that he was an incarnation of God himself, and he had come down to the earth so that he could teach through his life to the people on how a person should be, how patient he should be, how strong-minded he should be, and what kind of a person is the perfect person who can live in this world. So he was a wonderful person, and his story is also very, very beautiful. And in the Tulsi Ramayana, it's been divided into 8 sections, and it starts with the Balkand, which is the childhood, then Ayodhya Kand, then after he grows up, then there is a Aranya Kand, Kishkandha Kand, Sundar Kand, Lanka Kand, Uttar Kand, and Lavkush Kand. So that completes the story of Ramayana, the Tulsi Ramayana. So for those who don't know much about the Ramayana and Ramji, I think this will be also very interesting for them to hear. So do subscribe to my channel, because I will be posting all the videos one after the other as soon as I record them, and enjoy all 10 videos together. Hello children, and hello sweet mothers of little children. So as I had promised, I'm going to start the first story of Ramayana of King Ram. So King Ram's story is essentially a story of good winning over evil, of how, although he was a prince, he had to live in the forest and he had to fight demons, and how his character is full of patience and love for all, and how he comes out as a very benevolent and victorious king in the story till the end. So let me begin from the very beginning. So there was a beautiful kingdom in India called Ayodhya. This place was really beautiful. It had the river of Saryu flowing through it. There were lots of flowers, lots of greenery. It was a very beautiful place. And the people of that place were even more beautiful. They were very kind-hearted, they were very gentle, very calm, and they loved everybody. They were all very affectionate, nice people. And the people of this land were so nice. The king was even better. The king's name was Lord Dashrath. He was a very benevolent king. He used to look after his people very well. He was very caring and a very, very good ruler. But as luck would have it, he did not have any children. He was deprived of the joy of having any children, although he married 3 times. So he had 3 wives in the hope of getting a heir to the throne, but none of them were blessed with a child. So his wives were Kaushalya, Kekai and Sumitra. So one day when he was feeling very upset about this, he thought of doing a yajna. So in the olden times in India, they used to do yajna, they used to, in the open, they used to, burn the fire and pray to the Almighty, to the forces of the universe, the sun, the moon, the light, everything, so that, whatever negativity is there in this world, that should disappear and positivity should come out. So, and also they would pray for their personal problems like having a child or whatever. So he decided to do a yajna, and during this time there was this very demonic king of Sri Lanka who was called Ravan. And he was a very powerful person, very, very knowledgeable. He was a Pandit with 10 heads, it said. The 10 heads actually means that he has the knowledge of 10 people in one head. But he was using his knowledge for troubling people. So, and he had a, number of followers who were also like demons, who would trouble anybody who would be praying, who would trouble innocent people. So, there was this whole lot of negativity coming from Ravan and his people. And it was affecting even India, Ayodhya, all these places. So when King Ram went to do the yajna and he was praying to the gods were also wanting that there should be something, that needs to be done to wipe out this evil effect of Ravan and his people from the face of the earth. Because God is merciful, God always wants peace, God always helps us to do the good in this world. So in India there's a belief that every time there's too much of chaos and too much negativity, an avatar comes down. God comes in a form of a human being and he does good to this world and cleanses the negativity from this world. So keeping that in mind, like when the yajna was happening, the gods requested Brahma. Brahma is the creator of this universe. So they requested Brahma that please do something. Send Vishnu. Vishnu is Lord incarnate God, as Dashrath's child, so that he can go and kill these demons. So Lord Brahma agreed, and after the yajna, they blessed the sweet which was to be given to Dashrath as a blessing by the Pandit. So there was a big bowl of kheer the Pandit gave Dashrath, and he asked him to offer it to his 3 wives. So Dashrath gave half of it to Kaushalya, she was his first wife, and the rest half was divided between Kekai and Sumitra. Now, it was sweet blessed by the gods. So as a result of that blessing, after about 1 year, all the 3 wives were blessed with a baby. So Kaushalya had a beautiful baby whom they named Ram. Kekai had a gorgeous son called Bharat, and Sumitra had 2 children called Lakshman and Shatrughan. So now instead of no baby, there were 4 sons in the palace, 4 babies in the palace, and the atmosphere became very beautiful and blessed, and Lord Dashrath was very thankful that his prayers had been answered and he had such lovely bonny babies all around the place. Of course, the most loved and the most sought after child was Ram. And Ram, used to, as a toddler, used to wear those little silver anklets in his feet, which would go chum 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 every time he would walk. And there are lots of songs to that effect in India, like it says, Thumak chalat Ram Chandra Baje Pejaniya. I'm not too much of a singer, but basically that the little child, when he's running around the palace and the sound of the anklets is filling up the palace, the royal palace, everybody is really feeling very blessed and beautiful and really cheered up by those sounds of the bells of the anklet. So this was the kind of joy that these children brought into the palace. So when the children were a little older, like how old are you right now? I don't know, but when they were about 4 years old, 4 to 5 years old, they were told that they now need to get educated. So the king sent them all to a Gurukul. Gurukul was a school in the olden days where one learned rishi or a learned man used to stay, and he would tell them, the students, teach them good manners, good behavior, the essence of working hard, the essence of respecting elders. All these things he would ingrain into them with the stories of the Vedas and teach them values and make them really hardworking and robust, young men, so that they don't get spoiled in the luxuries of the palace. Generally, the king's sons were always sent to the Gurukul to stay with the Guru. So they were all sent to Guru Vishisht. So Guru Vishisht was a wonderful Guru. He trained them very well, and they grew up into very nice, fine young men. Now when they grew up into these lovely young men, they came back to the palace, and everybody was really happy to see them, that they were such wonderful, strong boys, all of them. And Ram and Lakshman, they were like absolutely thick with each other, very, very best brothers and best friends. Wherever they would go together. And Lakshman, was Sumitra's son, and Ram was Kaushalya's son, but they were like almost twins, so they would always be together and doing everything together. So King Dashrath was always very happy when he looked at his sons. So during this time, one sage who used to stay near the palace in a forest near the palace, he came over to meet the king. Now in those times, if a sage came to meet the king, it was thought of as a blessing for the king. So he blessed the king, and the king was very humbled, and he asked Vishwamitra, what can I do for you? Is there anything I can do for you? So Vishwamitra said, yes, you can do something for me. So he said, what is that? What can I do for you? So he said, when I'm trying to pray these days, I'm again and again being troubled by these two demons. One is Marich and the other one is Subahu. And they live somewhere near the forest, and they keep disturbing me and troubling me. And their mother Tadka also gives them this, permission to go and disturb me. So I really want you to allow Ram to come and get rid of them for me. So Dashrath was a little taken aback. He said, Ram is so young. How will he fight these demons? So then Vishwamitra reminded him that these demons are from Ravan's state. They are a part of Ravan's, group of demons. And only Ram can actually get rid of them, because he is actually Vishnu incarnate, and he has come into the world to do this for us. So Dashrath had to agree, because he promised him. So Lakshman would not let Ram go. So both Ram and Lakshman went with Vishwamitra. And then Vishwamitra started praying, and they were waiting and guarding so that nobody disturbs his prayers. So after about 3-4 days, these two demons come, and one is called Marish and one is called Subahu, and they try to trouble Vishwamitra and stop the prayers. So Ramchandra, of course, was a great archer, so he took out his bow and arrow and he hit Marish. Immediately he died and his head flew off over many mountains. And then next came Subahu. Subahu was also gone. So both the demons were killed by Ramchandraji in one short time of a day. And also their mother Tadka, she had been troubling them on the way. So Ram had also got rid of her. So Vishwamitra was really thankful for Ram for doing this for him, because this was, actually triumphing over evil. So the good had won. This was the beginning of Ram's, removing negativity from the earth and protecting the good. So Vishwamitra was very happy that this has happened, and so he decided to take them to meet the king of Mithila. Mithila was another state nearby, and the king of Mithila was Lord Janak, Raja Janak, King Janak, and King Janak's daughter was Sita. So Vishwamitra knew that King Janak had the Shiva's bow, Shivji's bow and arrow, and when he saw that Ram was so good with his archery skills, he wanted to show him the bow and arrow. So when they went to Mithila, the King Janak, he said that, if the bow of Shivji is so heavy, nobody can even pick it up. How do you think Ram is going to try to use it? And he said, if anybody even manages to pick up this bow, I'm going to marry my daughter to that man. Because only God can pick it up. Only God incarnate can pick it up. So when Ram was shown the bow, he was, God incarnate. So he just picked up the bow and he used it, and he just broke it into two and kept it back. So everybody was amazed, because it was such a heavy bow, nobody could pick it up. So suddenly King Janak realized that he's Lord Ram, he's Vishnu himself, and so he said, okay, I'm going to make him my son-in-law, and Sita will be permitted to marry him. And so Sita had another younger sister, her name was Urmila. So Urmila was, decided that she would marry Lakshman. And there were two more daughters in the family, his brother's daughters, and both of them married Shatrughan and Bharat. So there were 4 brides and 4 boys. So King Dashrath was invited to Mithila, and the marriage took place of all the 4 young couples. And with great jubilance, they all went back to Ayodhya. They all celebrated, danced, sang, how it is in shadis. So much of band, baja, brati. It was an Indian wedding, and it was the princess's royal wedding. So in India, as it is, weddings are royal. And imagine a king's 4 princes getting together. So the whole city, almost the whole country was jubilant. They were celebrating, lighting up, dancing, singing, exchanging sweets, making, throwing parties. So that was the scene. And everybody in Ayodhya was very, very happy. So this is the first part of the Ramayana about Lord Rama's birth and his, becoming a wonderful prince of Ayodhya. So I will be following this up with, at least 9 or 10 more episodes of Ram's story, so that I can complete the Ramayana with you children. So do subscribe to my channel and share and like it. And I will be waiting also for your comments. So lots and lots of love. Make use of your time and stay happy. Keep smiling, and let's fight Corona together. Thank you so much.
लाज पिता के वचन की बचाने अयोध्या छोड़ चले हाय।
Hello children, are you ready for the second part, the second episode of Ramayana? So in the last episode I shared with you about the Prince of Ayodhya, Ram, how he was born and how he got educated and how he got married, and how the whole of Ayodhya was so jubilant when all the 4 brothers were married and they came back from Mithila. So as you all know, in life, nothing is permanent. Change is the only constant. So after so much of fun, so much of jubilation, something not so good happened. So before I tell you what happened, let me tell you a little bit about Kekai. So Kekai was Lord Dashrath's second wife, and he was very fond of her because once when he had gone for hunting and he was helping Lord Indra to kill some demons, some negative forces. So on his way back, the wheel of the chariot got disbalanced, and Kekai put her own finger into the wheel to help balance it and saved Lord Dashrath's life. So because of that, Dashrath was always indebted to her. And at that point of time, he had asked her that if she wants something, she can ask him. And she had told him that no, she has nothing to ask for right now. But he has granted her 2 wishes, and she will take those wishes whenever in life the time comes. So he left it at that, and they came back to the palace. This was much before even the children were born. Now what happened was that there was this lady Mantra. She was Kekai's maid, and she used to look after Kekai, and she used to look after Bharat. And there was this problem with her back. She was a little hunchbacked. And Ram, being a little child, initially he used to make fun of her and tease her. Ram was quite a naughty little child. He was intelligent, he was naughty. He used to go to the temple and eat up all the laddus. And he used to tease people, he used to have fun, frolic around as a child. So Kekai never really liked him. So after a while, during that time, Lord Dashrath decided that he must coronate his son because now he's getting old and the sons are grown up. And the natural choice was Ram because Ram was the eldest. And the eldest is always the heir to the throne in the royalty. So Mantra decided that she should not allow Ram to become the king. So she started, backbiting about Ram to Kekai, and she kept saying that, you should not allow this to happen because then they will never treat you like a queen. Ram's wife will become the queen, and you will be a nobody, and so you should do something that that the king doesn't make him a king, and he should make our Bharat the king. So Kekai's own son was Bharat. So after, when somebody keeps saying something to you again and again and again, somewhere down the line, I think it's human nature, you start believing that person, that they're saying it for maybe your good. So Kekai got very influenced. So this is a lesson of not getting influenced by negative people. So we should never get influenced in the wrong things, because Ram used to love Kekai a lot as a mother, and as he was growing up, even Kekai loved Ram a lot. But because of Mantra, she started feeling this envy, and she started feeling insecure. So out of that fear, she decided to take these steps, and she went into a room they used to have called the Kop Bhavan. Now the Kop Bhavan was a room where if any queen was upset with the king, she would go and sit there and cry. And if not cry, just sitting there meant that she was upset about something, and the king had to come and talk to the queen and try to find some kind of, solution to her problem. So Kekai went into the Kop Bhavan, and she sat in the room and she howled and cried. And when Raja Dashrath came into the room, she cried even more. So he asked her what the matter was, and she said that, she reminded him that he had given her 2 promises. So it was time for him to keep his promise. So Raja Dashrath was a very nice man, as I told you initially. He was a man of his word. He was a very good person, a gentleman. So he said, if I promised you something, I will definitely do it. Because, how it is, promise breakers are shoemakers. Yeah, we used to say that when we were kids, promise breaker, shoemaker. And in India, there is an idiom that says, Jaan jaye, par vachan na jaye, which means once you've said something, you must keep your word, even if you have to give your life for it. So, this is another learning in this story. So, King Dashrath said, okay, I'll do whatever you say. Now, Kaikeyi was not considerate. She was not at all, going to ask for something normal. She asked him that she wanted Bharat to become the king. So she told him that my second wish is that Ram should be sent to the Dandak Van, and not for 1 year or 2 years, but for 14 long years, because she felt that if Ram stayed in Ayodhya, even Bharat would not be ready to become the king, because Bharat used to respect Ram a lot and he was his elder brother. So she knew all that. So when King Dashrath heard this, he felt very, sad, and he went to his room and he was feeling sick. He got a headache, and then he told Kaushalya that this is what has happened, and he told Ram that this is what Kaikeyi wants, that she wants him to go to the jungle and she wants that Bharat should become the king, and she's asking about to give this as a wish which Dashrath had promised her when she had saved his life. So now he was, very confused. He didn't know what to do. So Ram, being the most correct kind of principled young man, he told his father that, Father, if you have made a promise, you must keep it. And don't worry, I will go to the jungles for 14 years. I have no problem. But I will not fail you in your promise. If you have promised her, you must keep it. So the next morning, Ram got ready to go to the jungle. Sita also got ready to leave with him. And when Lakshman got to know that Ram and Sita are leaving, I told you like last time in the last episode also, Lakshman would never let Ram go alone anywhere. He was very, very fond of him. So he insisted that I'm going to go with you. So the three of them, they decided to go to the Van so that the promise which Dashrath had made could be kept. Now Dashrath was very, very sad. He was not feeling well. He was on his bed and Kaushalya used to take care of him. But Ram, Lakshman and Sita, the three of them left for exile for 14 years to the Dandak Van. So in the next episode, I will tell you how they lived in the Dandak Van and what happened in that forest with them. So till then, I hope you're enjoying the episodes. And if you're enjoying the episodes, give me a like and share these videos, and also comment in the comment section. And if you have yet not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe, so that, and also press the bell icon so that you are notified as soon as I upload the next episode. Thank you all. Hello children and hello mothers. I hope you're ready for the third episode of our Ramayana. In this episode, I'm going to be telling you about what happened after Ramchandra ji, Sita and Lakshman left for the forest with their charioteer Sumantra. And of course, when they were leaving, everybody was very sad. And even the birds were sad, the animals were sad, and they tried to stop them from going. But Ramchandra ji was very, very definite that he had to help his father keep his promise. So he said, if he has given a promise to Kaikeyi that I will not be the king here and Bharat should be the king, and that I should go to the forest for 14 years, I will definitely cooperate. And so he decided and he left. What a wonderful prince, and what a wonderful son, and what a wonderful human being Ramji was. So he was God incarnate. He had come to show us that, what are the more important things in life. He could have easily been selfish, he could have easily been angry, that what is this, I'm the eldest, I should be king. Why are you telling me to go? Tell somebody else to go. He could have fought and he could have cribbed or complained. He could have had a long face. He could have cried. He didn't do anything. He just accepted things as they were, and all he did was to be the backbone for his father, and he agreed to go. So this is something amazing about Ramchandra ji, and great value, kind of value is comes across through this act of his. Something which we all can try to, emulate in our lives. That if there are certain things that need to be done, they just need to be done, even if they don't suit us personally. But for the larger good, we should do those things. So after Ramchandra ji went, but it was very natural for King Dashrath to be really sad, because he was his eldest son, he was the heir to the throne, and he was very, very fond of all his sons, and especially he was very fond of Ramchandra ji and Lakshman, and both of them had left. So he started falling ill, he was having headaches, he was stressed, and all this while Kaushalya used to take care of him. Now what happened was, one day when Dashrath was about to sleep and he was not being able to sleep, he was very stressed. So he confided a story to Kaushalya. So he told her that, what, I need to tell you something. So she said, what is it? What is the mystery? So he said, this had to happen. She said, what do you mean it had to happen? He said, when I was a young boy, once I was, at that time the royal princes and all these kings, they used to go hunting in the forests, and they would kill a deer or a lion and bring it back. It was a normal thing to do in those times. I'm talking about 5,000 years back. Now nothing of this is allowed, right? We don't kill animals. We're not allowed to kill any wild animal, because animals are getting extinct. So we preserve wildlife. We don't do any such thing. And if we do anything like that, it is punishable. But at that time it was not, and it was a normal thing for a king to go hunting. So when he was going hunting, he heard some noise and near the riverside, and he took out his bow and arrow, and he just aimed at, aimed without really seeing what he was aiming at, and he let his arrow go. And suddenly he heard screams. So he realized that instead of an animal, he had probably heard a man. So he ran to the riverside to find out who it was. And when he reached there, there was this young boy who had got hurt because of the arrow. And he had got hurt very badly, and he died. And before dying, he told Raja Dashrath that he was actually at the river to take some water back for his blind parents, who were sitting under a shady tree close by. And he said, can you take this water for them? And he told him that his name was Shravan, and he just died over there. Now King Dashrath was horrified, he was very guilty, and he didn't actually mean to kill any human being like that, and so he was really, really apologetic, but there was nothing he could do. So he took the pot of water, and he said, I took the pot of water and took it to the parents, and I gave them the water to drink, and they kept asking me, where is Shravan, where is Shravan? And I didn't know what to tell them, but then finally I thought that I should tell them the truth. So I told them that by mistake my arrow had hit him and he has died, but I will take care of you. So they said, what, you will take care of us? That is besides the point. The point is that you have killed our son, and because of that we we give you a shrap that you will also die without your son. You will also die in being stressed about your son's departure and his not being near you. So when you die, your son will not be near you. So this is what they told him out of anger. And King Dashrath said that because of what I had done at that young age, it is coming back to me now. Because this life is all about cause and effect. When we have made good causes, we get good returns. But even if a king has made wrong causes, he will get, return. So life balances out everything in life. So this is another value which we need to learn. It's all about cause and effect. When we're doing the right things happen to us from the environment. If we do the wrong things, we get, as a repercussion, it all comes back to us. So always try to do the right things, and always we should try to make good causes. But sometimes unknowingly also we can create such causes like Lord Dashrath did. He created a major negative cause in his life. And because of that, Ram had gone, and after telling the story to Kaushalya, he cried a lot, and he just slept, and he died in his sleep. So it was very sad, and at that time, even none of his sons were with him. Bharat and Shatrughan had gone to visit their Mamaji, their uncle, maternal uncle, in the land of KK, and Ram and Lakshman and Sita, they were in the forest. So it all came true that he died without having any of his sons next to him. So because of the curse of Shravan's parents, Raja Dashrath died with a broken heart without any of his sons with him. So at that time, it was a very sad situation. And when Bharat and Shatrughan, who had gone to visit their maternal uncle at the kingdom of KK, they came back, and they realized, they were told that King Dashrath has died, and KK was asking Bharat to become the king. So Bharat was very angry. He said, what is this nonsense? Ramchandra ji is older than me. He is my bhaiya. He is an older son, and he should be the king. So how can I be the king? It is wrong. But so Kekai was taken aback, because she never thought that her son Bharat would react like that he was so fond of his brother that he refused to even become a king. So, and she had, talked to Dashrath and taken a promise only in the hope that Bharat should be king and she should be the king's mother. So, in a minute, like, Bharat cancelled all that, and he said, no, I am not going to be the king. I am going to go and get Ramchandra ji back so that he can rule Ayodhya properly. So he decided to leave and go look for Ramchandra ji. In the meanwhile, Ramchandra ji, Sita and Lakshman, once they had reached the banks of the Ganga, they sent Sumantra back. Sumantra was Raja Dashrath's charioteer, and then they crossed the river in a boat, and after that they went to Rishi Bharadwaj's ashram. Now when they went with Rishi Bharadwaj told them that, you should go and stay in Chitrakoot. So Chitrakoot is a very nice place near the river Yamuna, and it has a nice mountain side, and it's full of greenery, so you can stay there. You will be able to enjoy yourself and stay relaxed in that area. So they all proceeded to Chitrakoot, and there they made a little hut for themselves, and they were living in the jungle as desired by Queen Kekai. Now Bharat went looking for them, and he met Sumantra, told them that they have left in a boat, and he found them in Chitrakoot. So he reached Chitrakoot, and he told his brother Ram Bhaiya, please come back. I am not going to be the king, because you need to be the king. Because you're the elder brother, you're the eldest son. So Ramchandra ji said that, our father had promised your mom that he will give her 2 wishes because she had saved his life. And I don't want his promise to be broken. And your mother has requested that I should stay in the forest for 14 years and that you should be the king during this time. So please, Bharat, go back. now that our father is not there in this world anymore, let's respect his last commitment, his last promise, because all his life he was a man of his word. He never broke any promises, and now because of you and me, he should not be remembered as a person who has broken a promise. So let's just be good brothers and good sons, and you go back and you take care of the kingdom, because Ayodhya needs you at the moment. So since the elder brother told Bharat, he said all right, but he said, Ram Bhaiya, can you give me your sandals? So Ram was amazed, why is he asking for my sandals? So he said, all right, you can take my sandals. He said, please give them to me as a blessing. So he took his sandals and he went back to Ayodhya. In Ayodhya, everybody was very, very sad, because such a lovely king, such a benevolent king, King Dashrath had died, and the prince Ram and Sita, they both had left, Lakshman had left. So even the birds, animals, people, everybody was very sad. But when Bharat came back, they were a little relieved. Now what Bharat did, to his mother's disgust, was he put the sandals on the throne, and he said, the Ramchandra ji is going to be the king of Ayodhya now and forever, and he has told me to look after Ayodhya, which I will do as his younger brother till he comes back. But Ayodhya will be always under Ram's rule. And he put the sandals on the throne, and they were declared as the king, as Ram as the king. And then he shifted out of the palace. Can you believe it? He left all the luxuries of the palace. He made a small hut near the palace, because his brother was also staying in a hut in a jungle. He made a hut for himself and he stayed there, and he ruled Ayodhya from the hut. So this was the great love and bonding between the brothers, the great respect they had for each other, the kind of, to the extent they could go to, show that respect for each other. So this is so amazing in this story. So this is the kind of family bonding we should make. This is the kind of respect we should have for each other's promises, and always keep the larger picture in mind rather than wanting personal benefit in life all the time. So Bharat could have also jumped at the idea and become a king and ruled Ayodhya nicely, because that is what he was officially allowed to do, because his father had agreed to it, and his mother was very much there in the palace to support him. But he did none of that. He humbled himself and he looked after Ayodhya with due respect to Ram as the king of Ayodhya. So isn't that amazing? Isn't that an amazing story? And this is a mythological story as well as a true story. And it is a story which is more than 5,000 years old. And still in this age we need to learn so much from this story. Don't you think so? So if you've enjoyed the story so far, subscribe to my channel, share and like. Do send me some comments so that I can come up with the 4th episode tomorrow for you. So enjoy the Ramayana, and if there's anything you want me to add to it, do let me know. And I'm also, trying to give it to you in brief. This is such a big epic. Ramayana is a thick epic like this. So if I miss out on any point or anything, I am really apologetic, and I humbly apologize for that. But I'm trying my best to give you a short, story, in story form, a complete Ramayana for all the little children, so that they get a basic overview of what this wonderful epic is all about. Thank you. Children, how are all of you? So I've come with the 4th episode of Ramayana for you. And in the last episode, what we remember is that Ram and Sita had left was staying back at the forest, and Bharat went back to Ayodhya. So now when Ram, Sita and Lakshman were in the forest, they started roaming around a little bit around Chitrakoot, and they felt that now that everybody had come to meet them in Chitrakoot, it was not a very safe place for them to stay, because everybody had come to know that they're there, and they felt that they would keep coming back and they would keep telling them to come back to Ayodhya. So they thought that let's move from here and let's go and stay somewhere else. So they started walking and they went to a place called Panchavati. Now in Panchavati there were lots of sages and there were also demons over there. So they started staying in Panchavati and looking after the sages there, the hermits. They used to be praying, and if any demons came, they would just get rid of them. Ram and Lakshman would kill them. So the hermits were also very happy, and they stayed there for many years, and they were all, very happy. The Panchavati hermits were happy, the animals, birds, everybody was happy to have Ram staying there, and they lived peacefully for a short while. But then Ram was deployed on the earth to kill the demons. He was deployed to kill the negativity in this world. So after killing a lot of demons, what happened one day was that Shruti, she was a female devil or a demon. She saw Ram and she said, "Wow, what a handsome man. Let me go and meet him. Let me see if he will. I would love to marry a man who is so handsome." So she went to Ram's cottage and she said, "Why don't you marry me?" And before she went, of course, she was a demon, so she was ugly. So she changed herself into a very beautiful woman. And very innocently she went there, so that nobody comes to know that she's a demon. So very sweetly she talked to him and she said, "Can you marry me?" So Ram said, "No, I can't marry you. I'm already married. My wife is staying with me." So then she turned to Lakshman and she said, "Maybe he can." So Lakshman said, "No, how can I do something like that? It's not possible." And he rejected her. So she became very angry because she was a demon. So she had anger in her. So she just became very angry and she showed them her real self, which was demonic. And when Sita saw that, she got very scared. And to, make Sita feel all right, what Lakshman did was he took out his sword and he just cut off her nose, Shruti nose and ears, the demon's nose and ears. And she started bleeding and crying, and she left the place crying with blood falling all over, and she went across the forest. Now the demon had two brothers. So the brothers, she decided that she will go and tell the brothers. So there was this forest close to Panchavati called Janashtan, where her two demon brothers, Khar and Dushan, used to stay. So she ran to them and she told them very innocently that, I had just gone to say hello to these people staying there, and they just cut off my nose and ears. So you must take revenge from them. So they got very angry. How could anybody dare do this to our sister? So they decided to go and attack. So Khar and Dushan, they ran, with their swords and everything. And they took almost 14,000 soldiers, demonic soldiers with them. And they decided to attack Panchavati. And when they were coming, Ram saw them coming. So he told Lakshman that you hide Sita in a cave and I will manage this army myself of demons. And then Ram, of course, was the Lord incarnate. He had a lot of super, powers in him. So he took out his bow and arrow and he started aiming at the army, and he killed Dushan and Khar immediately, and he killed the rest of them. And when some of them were left, they tried to make truce with Ram and they said, "Okay, we will not kill you, but you give us the woman you have, that means Sita, we will take her and we will leave you because you have cut off Shruti nose and ears." But Ram did not listen to that. He said, "No, I don't do any such kind of deals with demons, and either you run away or I will kill you. If you run away, I will let you be." So they all ran for their life, and the scene became a little peaceful over there. But then Shupnakha was very upset still because she wanted them to kill Ram and Lakshman. Instead, she lost her brothers. So then she ran to her eldest brother. Her eldest brother was Ravan, the king of Lanka. And he was very powerful. So she went and complained to him. And when Ravan got to know that Ram had killed so many demons and his brothers and he had cut off his sister's nose, he was very, very angry. And he did not take any time to act. He said, I am just going to go and take my revenge from this person immediately. So what he did was he made a plan on the way and he came to Panchvati. And before that he went to Marich. You remember Marich, the demon which Ram had hit an arrow and he had gone tossed over the oceans and he had killed his brother Subahu, Tadka's son. So Marich had somehow got saved and after moving away from that scene, and Ravan went and approached him. He said, I know that you can turn into any animal of your choice. So I need your help because I want to take revenge from Ram. So Marich really tried to dissuade him. He said, no, don't have a fight with Ram. He is not an ordinary man. If you have a fight with him, you're bound to lose. You don't think that you can be victorious against Ram. It's totally, your ego and anger which is making you do this. You should not do that. So, but Ravan was very angry. He said, are you not going to listen to me? So then Marich thought to himself that if I say no, Ravan will kill me. And if I agree, then I will die in the hands of Ram. So he thought in any case it's better to die in hands of God, in hands of Ram, than, let Ravan kill him. So he agreed. So he turned into a golden deer. So he became a very beautiful golden deer, and Ravan told him that you go into the forest and you lure Sita. You keep, moving around so that she sees you and she wants you. And then when Ram comes after you, I will go and pick up Sita and take her to Lanka. So that was the master plan. So what they did was that Marich became a golden deer and he just showed himself to Sita around the, small cottage they were staying in. He would run across and go into the jungle, and Sita spotted him. And as it was planned, she, as soon as Sita tells Ram that please get me the golden deer from the forest, Ram decides to go, but then he tells Lakshman to take care of her, and he says, okay, I'll go and get the deer for Sita, you be here and take care of Sita. So Ram goes into the forest, and when he goes to the golden deer, he realizes that the deer is actually the demon Marich, and he quickly takes out his bow and arrow and he kills him. Now the deer is very, very smart. He knows that Ram is, killing me, and Lakshman is still at the hut. So how will Ravan manage to go and pick up Sita? Because Ravan had told him that he must make sure that Lakshman and Ram both come out of the hut. So he changes his voice into Ram's voice and he starts calling out for Lakshman and Sita. So he starts screaming for Lakshman, and Sita hears him. And then Sita tells Lakshman that I think your brother is calling you. I can hear him. Why don't you go? So Lakshman first says, no, he told me not to leave. He'll come back. But then Sita becomes very anxious. So Lakshman draws a line in front of the hut, which is called the Lakshman Rekha, which means Lakshman's line. And he tells Sita that please don't step out of this line and you will be safe. And I will just go and get Ram back. So he also leaves. And the minute he leaves, Ravan is waiting for this opportunity. He sees that both the brothers are out, so he quickly turns into a hermit and a sage, and he goes and asks Sita for some food or some, alms. Now Sita sees a sage outside, and she's full of respect for the sage, but she says, I cannot give you anything because my brother-in-law has said that you cannot cross this line. So, but he insists that he's hungry and he should be given something. So she brings some food and comes out. And when she comes out, Ravan steps back so that Sita has to take a step forward. So she just takes a step forward from the line, and Ravan immediately picks her up, puts her in his chariot, and goes away to Lanka. And when Lakshman and Ram come back to the cottage, they find that Sita is missing, and they're horrified because they know that this is something not right. Somebody has played a game with them and taken away Sita from the cottage. So they start looking around and they go back into the forest to find out where Sita is. So Ravan is very, enamored by Sita's beauty, and he asks her to marry him. And Sita refuses, but he just takes her to Lanka. And then what happens in Lanka and how Ram and Lakshman, follow Sita to Lanka, I will tell you in the next episodes. So if you have enjoyed the story so far, do subscribe to my channel, press the bell icon, share it, like it, give me some comments so that I know you're enjoying my story of Ramayana. And if there is anything you want me to improve, do let me know. At the same time, if you feel that there is some discrepancy in the story,
रघुपति राम
hello children and hello dear mothers. So in the last episode we saw that Ravan had taken Sita in his chariot and flown away. And Ram and Lakshman were very upset and very frustrated, and they were roaming around the jungles trying to figure out where Sita has gone, when Jatayu told them about it, that Ravan had taken her away. So as they walked along through the forest, they came to a small hut. They were going towards Lake Pampa, and they met in this little hut lived a old lady called Shabri. So Shabri knew that Ram was about to visit her. Intuitively she got to know. So she had collected a whole lot of berries for Ram, and out of her dedication to serve him the sweetest berries, she had tasted every berry and she had thrown away the ones that were not sweet, and she had collected a bowl full of very sweet berries which were meant for Ram. And she offered them to Ram with most humility, and she told him that she was very sure that all the berries were sweet because she had tasted each one of them. So in reaction to that, Ram was, what do you think Ram would have done? If somebody gives you a tasted food and says, "Ye bada swad hai, this is very tasty, why don't you eat?" You wouldn't want to have it, right? But Ram blessed her, and in his complete humility, he took the offering from her and he had those berries, because he knew that her heart was very pure, and she had not done that to, give him something which was not clean or whatever, but to make sure, very sure, that every berry that Ram ate was very sweet. So this episode shows Shabri's pure-hearted and innocent dedication towards her God, her Lord Ram, and also Ram's great humility to accept those berries. So what it reminds us is that actually in life it is the heart that matters most. With what kind of heart and what kind of intention you do something is the most important in life. It is not the superficial things which are important. It is the intent, the kindness, the love in your heart that matters. So when Ram told her about his search for Sita, she guided him and told him to go to Sugriv. He was the king of monkeys. And she said, "You go visit Sugriv and he will surely, with the help of all the monkeys he has, help you to reach Lanka and find Sita." So that Ram took her advice and moved on towards Lake Pampa. So as they walked along Lake Pampa, they came to the foothills of mountain Rishamukh. Now, when they were trying to walk up the mountain, the king Sugriv, the king of the monkeys, he had a palace on top of that mountain. and he could see them coming. So he got a little suspicious. He thought maybe somebody is coming to kill him, because he had had a fight with his brother Vali, who had not only taken over the kingdom of Kishkinda from him, he had also run away with his wife, Sugri's wife. So he thought maybe Vali is sending somebody in order to kill him or something like that. So he sent his main minister, his chief minister, who was Hanuman, who was the son of the wind. And he told Hanumanji that you please go and check who is coming, who is trying to climb up the mountain of Rishimukh, our mountain. So Hanuman came down, and when he came, he realized that, oh, Lakshman and Ram were there. So he immediately bowed to them, and he was, full of respect for Ram, because he knew that Ram was an incarnation of Lord Vishnu. Intuitively he knew that, because he had been his disciple always. So he told Ram and Lakshman not to worry. He made them sit on his back and he flew up. Now Hanuman was the son of the wind, so he could do lots of feats. He was also an incarnation of God. He had lots of powers. He could fly, he could change his size, he could do lots of things. So he made them sit on his back and he flew up to the palace of King Sugriv. Now King Sugriv was also a son of he was the son of the sun. Like he had that kind of power in him. So, but Sugriv was very upset with his own brother Vali. And when Ram came to meet him, he welcomed him and he told him about Vali and how Vali had taken away his wife also. And at the same time, he told Ram that some of his monkeys had brought jewelry which probably belonged to Sita, and he showed it to Ram. And Ram realized that yes, that jewelry was Sita's. You remember I told you when Sita saw the monkeys, she had thrown her jewelry to them in the forest. So all that jewelry was lying with Sugriv, because they had taken it and given it to their king. Now Ram promised Sugriv that he will not only challenge Vali, but he will bring his wife back for Sugriv. So what they did was that all of them with Hanuman, they went and visited Vali in Kashkinda. And when they were there, Sugriv challenged Vali to come out and have a fight with him. And when they had a fight, Vali was very strong and Sugriv was about to get defeated when Ram took out his bow and arrow and he put one through Vali, and Vali died. He was wounded badly actually initially. So when he got wounded, then he realized that he had actually not done the right thing by taking away his brother's wife. And just before dying, he apologized and also asked his brother to take care of his only son Angad. So Sugriv was a very benevolent king, and he forgave his brother and he promised him that he will look after Angad. So now that Vali had died, Sugriv brought Angad along with him, and the whole kingdom of Kishkinda was very happy to have Sugriv as a ruler, because Sugriv was a very benevolent king. He was a very nice king, and they were all very jubilant. So now that there was peace in the kingdom and Sugriv was very, very happy to have his wife back, he really wanted to do something for Ram. And he told Hanumanji, and Hanumanji immediately offered that he will go and look for Sita and find Sita Mata for Ram. He used to call Sita Mata like a mother. So he said, don't worry, I will go and find her. So Angad also offered to go, but everybody dissuaded him initially because they realized that it would may be very difficult for Angad to cross so many places and try to find Sita Mata. So what happened was that then Hanuman went half the way towards, he was going towards Lanka. they got tired, and Angad was with him at that time, and they were sitting under a tree, and they were discussing about the death of Jatayu and how brave he was. You remember Jatayu, who had tried to stop Ravan from taking Sita, and they discussed how Ravan had cut off his wings and Jatayu died. Now, when they were discussing all this, there was another vulture sitting nearby, and he heard them talk. And he came and spoke to Hanumanji, and he said, Jatayu was my brother, and my name is Sampati, and I'm really angry. How could Ravan kill my brother? So I will look for Ravan, and I will help you find Sita. So Sampati went high up on a tree and perched himself up, and because he was a vulture, he could really see far, So from there, he could figure out that he could see Sita in the Ashok Vatika of Ravan. So he told them that Sita is actually in Ravan's garden called Ashok Vatika, and you should proceed there and you will find her. So as Sampati was describing Ashok Vatika and Lanka to Hanumanji, they realized that Lanka was, situated on a mountain top of Trikut. But the problem was that Trikut was on an island, and the island was surrounded by a very deep ocean. So it would be not very easy to reach Mount Trikut and Ashok Vatika. But Hanuman said that I will do whatever it takes, but I will go and meet Sita, and I will make sure that she's safe, and I will try to bring her back for Ram. And this is what I'm going to do for my own Lord Ram. So nobody can stop me. Even if I have to, he said, bring the Mount Trikut. I will pick up the whole mountain and bring it back. So he had that kind of determination. So Ram had given him his ring so that he could show that ring to Sita Mata, so that she doesn't feel scared if he tells him that he has come from Ram, so that she can recognize that he's a messenger from her husband Ram. So he took the ring with him, and he just flew over the ocean. He increased his size to a giant size, and he just flew over the ocean, and he went and landed in Ashok Vatika in Lanka. So in the next episode, I'll tell you what happened in Lanka. So if you have enjoyed the story so far, do subscribe to my channel, share and like, and give me some comments, and I will share about what Hanumanji did in Lanka in my next episode. And these episodes of Hanumanji, I'm dedicating them to my grandsons Samarth and Riyansh, and all the little boys in India and all over the world who are very impressed with the powers of Hanumanji, and they all want to be strong and powerful like Hanumanji. So on that note, I will say bye for now, and see you again in the next episode. Bye-bye. Hello children, and hello dear mothers. So as I had said last time, these episodes in which we have the story of Hanumanji in the Ramayana, these are all dedicated to the little boys in our country and all over the world who want to be powerful and strong and work for the good of the people and work to fight against evil in this world. So specially dedicated to my own two grandsons, Samarth and Riyansh. So as I will continue with the Hanumanji story, just a bit of recap. In the last episode, we saw that Ramji had helped Sugriv get his wife back, and then Hanumanji had promised that I will fly to Lanka and I will get Sita back, and with the determination of helping Ram and Sita, who were like his parents, who were like his most beloved mentors, he knew that they were God incarnate. He knew they were like avatars in this world, in the universe. Hanumanji had dedicated himself completely to the service of Ram and Sita. So he decided to fly across the ocean. As you know, Sita was taken to Lanka by Ravan, and she used to stay in this place which was, Lanka was an island and it was surrounded by a big ocean, the Indian Ocean. So it was important to fly over the ocean to reach Sita. And you know, Hanumanji was, as it is, the son of the wind god, and he could fly. He could make himself huge, he could make himself small, he could do any kind of feat. So he decided to fly over the ocean. It was not so simple that he would just fly and he would reach. He had obstacles on the way. And the biggest obstacle that came on his way was in the form of a huge serpent demon, Sursa. So this serpent came out of the ocean and opened its mouth wide and tried to swallow Hanumanji, and so that he would not go to Lanka. She was protecting Ravan. So Hanumanji immediately, grew, made his body so big that she was not able to, cope up with the size of Hanumanji, and she tried to make her mouth even bigger so that she could swallow him. And when she really made her mouth big, Hanumanji quickly brought himself to a small little Hanumanji and he just flew away. So this episode, I used to find it very amusing and very interesting when I was a child myself. I did not really understand what it meant, but the whole idea of being able to change your body size to a huge body size and to a small body size really used to enamor me. Now I see it in a different perspective. So can you guess what the meaning behind this changing of sizes? So it actually tells us that as required in this world, we should be able to manifest our bigger self when required. And when it is important for us, we should also humble down. We should bring ourselves to that smaller level where we can, escape the demonic forces by doing that. So to deal with the negatives in our lives, sometimes we have to overcome them with huge strength, and sometimes we have to bring ourselves down with humility and just let it pass. So both these things are equally important. So Hanumanji went and he slipped away from Sursa's mouth. He had made himself very tiny so he could slip away, and he flew over the ocean to Lanka. And when he came to Lanka, guess what happened? It was not easy to enter Lanka. There was a guard there, a female demon called Lankini, standing there. She stopped him. She said, "Where are you going? You can't enter Lanka." So now it was time for Hanumanji to increase his size again. So he just took a deep breath and became a huge Hanuman. And Lankini saw his great stature and she got nervous and she got scared and she just let him in. So after that, Hanumanji went inside Lanka, and then he tried to go into the palace. He saw there were lots of queens sleeping, but Sita was nowhere. And then he remembered that she was probably in the Ashok Vatika, which Vulture Sampati had told him about. So he went into the garden. And yes, Sita was sitting there under a tree quietly, very sad, meditating, thinking about her Ram, wondering what would happen to her. Will they be able to come and take her away? What is going to be her future? So she was perturbed, she was anxious, she was sad, she was sitting under a tree. So now Hanuman quickly made his size small again and hid behind a tree. And when he was hiding behind a tree, Ravan came into the garden, the Ashok Vatika. And he came and he saw Sita sitting there, so he came and he talked to her and he proposed and he told her that he wanted to marry her. But Sita was very angry with Ravan. She said that, you are a coward. You tried to steal me away from my husband, and then you have kidnapped me and brought me here and kept me in this garden against my wishes. I will never marry a coward. I am married to Ram and I will stay married to him forever. So she said that to him, and Ravan was very angry. But still he gave her some time. So he told her, I will give you 1 month. In 1 month, if you decide that you will be my queen, I will marry you. Otherwise, I will kill you. So he said that to Sita and he went away. And all this while, Hanumanji was hiding behind a tree and watching the scene. After Ravan went away, Sita started crying. Naturally, she was alone, she was sad. So to cheer her up, what Hanumanji did was, he had brought the gold ring which Ram had given him. He just threw the ring into her lap. And when Sita saw, my God, some ring, she picked it up and it was the ring which was Ram's ring. So she cheered up immediately. She said, my God is somewhere here, my Lord is somewhere here. He sent me his ring, and she started looking around, and then Hanuman came out from behind the tree and he greeted her with folded hands, and he told her that he was a messenger from Ram and that she should not worry, he will very soon come and take her away from the clutches of Ravan. So that really cheered her up. So she was very happy. And but looking at her sad state, Hanumanji became very angry. The way she had been kidnapped, the way she was forcibly kept in the garden, and the way they both, Ram and Sita, were troubled, that made him very angry. So in his anger, he just started uprooting all the trees of the Ashok Vatika. He made himself huge again, and he would just pick up a tree and throw it, pick up the other tree and throw it. So he threw and broke a whole lot of trees in Ashok Vatika. Naturally, when he was doing all that, people got to know, the guards got to know, and the report went to Ravan that there is some big monkey in the Ashok Vatika and he's breaking all the trees. So Ravan sent his son, Akshay. He sent his son Akshay to go and check what was happening in the Ashok Vatika. So when he sent Akshay to the Ashok Vatika, Akshay went there and he took some more demons with him, and they tried to get hold of Hanumanji, but Hanumanji was very strong. He killed all of them, including Akshay. Now when Ravan got to know that even Akshay has not come back, he sent his other son. His name was Indrajit, or Meghnad, sometimes people call him. So when Indrajit went there, Hanuman gave him a big fight also. But Indrajit had a special bow and arrow which was gifted to him by Brahma. So he had the power. So he used that bow and arrow against Hanumanji and he could wound him. Once he had wounded Hanumanji, he brought him back to the palace and he put him in front of Ravan. And he said, this is the monkey who was breaking all the trees and who has killed all the demons and my dear brother Akshay. So Ravan was very, very angry with him. And he said that we need to get rid of this monkey. But when he was wanting to get him killed, his brother Vibhishan, he told Ravan that actually this monkey is no ordinary monkey, he's Hanumanji and he has come as a visitor to Lanka. So let's not kill him. It is not right to kill a visitor. So then it was decided that we will tie some cloth on his tail and we will put it on fire. We will burn it and tell him to go back, so that whoever tries to come to Lanka knows that it is not so easy to be here, so let's burn his tail and send him back. So that was decided. So they, took Hanumanji's tail and tied some cloth around it, and they lit it up with fire. Now Hanumanji immediately again made himself into a tiny Hanuman, and he just flew away from their clutches. And when he went out of the gate of the palace, he again increased his size and the size of his tail, and his tail was on fire. So he took that fire all across Lanka. He took it onto the gardens, the trees, the houses, the huts, everything. He burnt Lanka. Wherever he could go, he put it to fire with his tail, which was originally tied, and the fire was set by Ravan himself. But Hanumanji just went across the whole of Lanka, and the whole of Lanka started burning. And after that, he flew back to Ram, and he went and told him what had happened and how the whole of Lanka was burning. So Hanumanji had come back to Kishkinda, and he had burnt the whole of Lanka and come. So if you found the story interesting so far, do subscribe to my channel, share and like, and stay connected, because in the next episode I'm going to tell you what happened in Lanka and how Ramchandra ji finally managed to reach Lanka and do his duty of saving Sita from the clutches of Ravan. So stay connected and do write in the comment section. I will be Hello children, and hello mothers, sweet mothers of my sweet, sweet children. So last time, in the last episode, we had seen that Hanumanji had burned the whole of Lanka. With the fire on his tail, he went all around Lanka and he burned the whole city up. Remember? So all the people in Lanka were really scared that what is happening, why is Lanka burning, and what is this, why is Ravan not sending Sita back? So they were all very worried, and they were talking to each other, but they were so scared of Ravan, they could not say anything to him. But Ravan was not at all worried. He was very arrogant, full of ego, and he said, nobody can dare challenge him. He has so much might, and he didn't give much importance to the fact that Hanuman had actually managed to burn the Lanka and go. He said, it's okay, let's see whatever happens. And although his younger brother, Vibhishan, who was actually his younger brother, but he was not so demonic, and he was also a secret, he secretly had faith in Lord Ram. So he also tried to tell Ravan that, you should send Sita back and you should not fight with Ram. There is no point, because you are going to be defeated. But that made Ravan even more angry, and he felt even more challenged. He said, you don't know anything, and I have all the might. And because he was a king, he was surrounded with all sorts of sycophants also, who would not tell him the truth. So all his sycophants, his courtiers, they all started saying, no, nobody, can match your power. Nobody can, beat you. Don't worry. And let them come, we will see what can they do to us. Ravan is all the strength, he's so powerful. So Ravan was all boosted. His wife also, Mandodari, his first wife Mandodari, tried to tell him that don't do this, send Sita back, it's not right to keep somebody else's wife. But he was very annoyed, and then she was worried that Ram might kill him. So she even said that, but he said, no, you're just feeling scared. You don't worry, my sweetheart. Ram cannot kill me. I am very strong for anybody. So he didn't do any preparation. He didn't send Sita back. And instead, he decided that, he will do something so that Sita agrees to marry him. So he called a magician to his court, and he said, you make a illusion of Ramchandraji's head, and I will take it to Sita and I will show it to her and say that Ram has been killed in the war and now he is not there anymore, and then she should agree to marry me. So that was his plan. So till then all his other plans had failed. The demons had tried to scare her, but she didn't get scared, and she used to keep refusing to marry Ravan. And Ravan had given her a month to decide. So now when the magician went to her and he showed her that, see, Ram is dead and this is his head, Sita, when she saw the head, she started crying. And she really cried a lot, So she started crying profusely and she was upset, and she said, if Ram has died for me, I'm willing to die for him. And she was all mentally ready that she will just, either burn herself or just die. But she will not marry Ravan in any case, no matter what happens. So while she was saying all that, and suddenly what happened, and that people in the Lanka started shouting that Ram and Lakshman have come and their army has come to attack. And when Ravan heard that, he ran away from the Shokvatika. And when he ran away, what happened was that that head just vanished into thin air. So then Sita got to know that it was a magic trick and it was not Ram's head, and she felt much, much better. Now what Ravan, when Ravan found out which army had come, people told him, oh, a whole lot of monkeys have come with sticks and stones. Now this whole army of monkeys was Sugriev's army. Remember, Ramchandraji had gone to ask Sugriv for his help, and when they got to know that Sita is in Lanka, and there's this huge ocean between the place which is now Rameshwaram and Lanka that they have to cross. So they were like, not knowing how they will do that with such a big army. So Ramchandraji sat down near the ocean and he really prayed to the ocean. He made a shivling there and he prayed to the gods to tell the ocean to give him a passage so that they could just walk across to Lanka. But the ocean won't listen. Nothing was happening. So Lakshman told him that, he's not going to react. You take out your bow and arrow and you just dry up the ocean and we'll walk across. So put fire to the water. So Ramchandraji had, special powers. He was the Lord Vishnu incarnate. So he took out his bow and arrow, and as he just tried to take an aim towards the ocean and the water started heating up and burning, all the creatures in the ocean, realized something wrong is happening, and then the ocean god came out and he bowed down to Ram and he said, please don't put fire to the water, all the creatures will die in the ocean, and I will, tell me how I can help you. And he also brought lots of pearls and things from the ocean as gifts to Lord Ram. So Lord Ram said that we need to cross you because we have to go to Lanka and I want to take my army with me. So what should we do? So he said, don't worry. In your army, there are two monkeys. One is Neel and one is Nar. And they are bestowed with this power that whatever stone they throw into the ocean, that is going to keep floating. So it will not sink. So why don't you tell them, give them some stones and make a stone bridge from here till Lanka, and then you can all just walk across. So Ram really thanked him for this brilliant idea, and then all the monkeys and Neel and Nar got to work. And everybody was bringing stones and logs and things, and Neel and Nar would just keep putting them in the water. And quickly they built a bridge right from Rameshwaram to Lanka, and then they walked across it. And they had stones and logs in their hands as weapons, and they reached. So when they reached, Ravan got to know that a whole army of monkeys has come with Ram. So he found it very funny. But what are monkeys going to do? And what they don't even have any weapons. They just have stones and logs and, tree trunks and stuff like that in their hand. And they think that they're going to fight against me and win. I have all sorts of weapons, I have bows and arrows, I have swords, I have everything with me. So he just sent one of his sons, Prayast his name was. So So he said, my son only can manage them and he'll push them away from Lanka. So he sent Prayas on a chariot with all sorts of weapons and an army, and he said, you go and shove them away, put them back into the ocean, let them get out of my country. So when Prayas went in his chariot, you know what the monkeys did? They were very strong. They didn't have bows and arrows, but they had physical power. So they just picked up the whole mountain Trikut on which the chariot was. The palace was on a mountain. Remember I told you Mount Trikut in Lanka. So they picked up the mountain and they started shaking the whole mountain, and the chariot started shaking, and Prayas, he just fell off the chariot, and then they just threw stones at him, and he just died over there because of all that commotion. And the news went to Ravan that Prayas has died, and he was shocked. He said, my God, how could these monkeys overpower my strong son with all his weapons and all the military with him? So now he didn't know what to do. So he got an idea. He said, let me wake up Kumbhakaran. So Kumbhakaran was another brother of Ravan's who was really strong. He used to sleep for 6 months. That's why he was called Kumbhakaran. He would just sleep for 6 months and then eat for the next 6 months and then sleep for 6 months. So he was sleeping. So Ravan went and woke him up. Kumbhakaran, get up. Prayas has been killed. And this whole army of monkeys has come into Lanka with Ravan and with with Lakshman and Ram, and they're trying to fight with us, and you better do something about it. You go. So Kumbhakaran got up. Suddenly he said, what is happening? I was sleeping and this person is getting so frantic. He said, what's the matter? So monkeys, you don't worry, I'll go and just set them right. So he went, and he was huge. So when he reached there, Angad was there, Sugriv was there, Hanumanji was there, and this huge, when he came in, he was Angad and Sugriv got a little scared of him only because he was so huge, and he just kicked them around and he hurt them. And Ramchandraji but saw that happening. So when he saw that, Kumbhakaran has come and he's trying to hurt my people, he just took out his arrow and bow, and he did one arrow to one of his arms and one arm fell off. Then the other to the other arm and the other arm fell off. And then he did one more to the neck, and Kumbhakaran died. So now when Kumbhakaran died, the message went to Ravan again that Kumbhakaran has also died. So now he was furious. He said, my God, this monkey army has first killed my son, Prayas, now they've killed Kumbhakaran. So he said, I'm going to kill Sita now, because it's because of her. Because of her all this is happening. I've lost my son, I've lost my brother, I'm going to kill off this lady now. So while he was in his anger, really wanting to kill Sita, Indrajit came. He was his son also, and he said, Father, don't worry, you don't kill her right now. Let me go and fight them. I will kill them and come. And then she might get ready to marry you. So of course Ravan wanted to marry her. So he said, okay, you can go. So now, because of that, because of Indrajit, the war didn't stop. So he now went to try his luck, and the war continued. So what happened in the war after that, I will tell you in the next episode. Hope you enjoyed this episode with me. And if you enjoyed it, do send me a comment in the comment section. And if you have yet not subscribed to Dilliwalinani, please subscribe it. Press the bell icon, because I'm going to be telling you the complete Ramayana, and you must subscribe and listen to all the stories. You will really enjoy them. And I love you. So hello dear children and sweet sweet mothers of dear children. So in the last episode, you remember what had happened? Ravan was about to kill Sita, but Indrajit, his son, stopped him, and he said, now I will go and fight with Ram, Lakshman and the monkey army, because the monkey army had managed to kill Prayas and his brother Kumbhakaran. So Indrajit also was, very blessed with all sorts of powers, And Lord Brahma had given him a very special power with which he could become invisible. So he could fight, just become invisible and fight. And because of that, it was very difficult for the other people to really fight him. So because of these powers, he was very confident that, this monkey army and these two boys who have come, I will be able to kill them. So just don't worry. So he went to the field and he started fighting with them. And because he turned invisible, he managed to hurt Ram and Lakshman and they fell down. And he was very happy that he killed them. So he went back to tell Ravan that he has won and the monkey army is defeated. So when he went back, suddenly, Jamban was there and the monkeys were there and they were thinking of what we should do. And there was, they knew about Sanjeevani Booty. There was a herb on a mountain. So they told Hanumanji that please go and get that herb, because if we give that herb to Ram, he will revive. So Hanumanji flew back to Sanjeevani and he tried to look for the herb which they said, and he could not find, and he was in no mood to wait to look for the herb. So what he did was he picked up the whole mountain and he flew back with the whole mountain. And when the smell of the herbs from the mountain came, all the people, all the monkeys who were wounded, they all became all right with the smell of the herbs and they all revived. And Ram and Lakshman also revived. So once the monkeys all revived, they naturally got up and started fighting again with Indrajit's army and they killed them all. Now, because Indrajit was not there. And also what happened was that Vibhishan, who had become friends with Hanuman, he told him where Indrajit had gone to pray so that his invisible powers come back to him again. So he took him to the cave and he said, if we can disturb his prayers, then he will not become invisible and it will be easier for us to kill him. So, they went to the cave, and when they were in the cave, people started shouting outside that the monkeys are killing us. So Indrajit just left his prayer there and he ran out. Now when he ran out, he was not invisible, and Lakshman quickly took out his golden arrow and he shot him there and then. And Indrajit also died. Now when Indrajit died, the news went to Ravan that Indrajit has also been killed. So that made Ravan really angry. And he said, okay, now I will have to go myself. And he just got ready to go. So when Ravan went into the battlefield, Ram also came with the whole, lot of bows and arrows. And Ravan went with the whole army with him. But Ram had this skill of archery and he started shooting arrows from all sides. So the army of Ravan, they got very confused. They didn't know where the arrows were coming from and they started hitting each other. And because of that chaos, they just killed each other and they died. And then Ram and Ravan came face to face. In the meanwhile, Lakshman picked up his arrow and bow and he started aiming at Ravan. So when Ram was aiming towards Ravan, Lakshman also, he, one by one, about 5 arrows, he tried to break his bow. And when Ravan saw that Lakshman is troubling him, he took out a spear and he hit Lakshman. And Lakshman got hurt. And now when Lakshman got hurt, again, Jamban and, Sugriv and all, they quickly told Hanumanji that please go again and get the, herbs for Lakshman to recover. Yeah. So Hanumanji brought the mountain back again and Lakshman recovered. In the meanwhile, the fight was going on between Ram and Ravan, and Lord Indra sent him a golden chariot, he sent it for Ram, and then Ram sat on the chariot and he started aiming arrows at Ravan's heads. Ravan had 10 heads. So one by one he was, dropping off a head, but Ravan had immense internal powers, God-gifted powers. The head would just come back. So he just won't die because he was blessed with the, he was given this vow that nobody will be able to kill him easily, only if somebody would hurt him in the navel. So then Ram suddenly remembered that Ravan was probably blessed, because so that nobody could kill him. And because he had done Shivji's tapasya, and he was given this, he had taken this vow from Shivji that nobody will be able to kill him easily. Only if somebody would hit an arrow in his stomach, then he will die. So then Ram took out an arrow and he aimed in his stomach, and when the arrow hit his stomach area, then he just died right there on the spot. And Ravan was finally defeated, and Ram won the battle. And after that, there was a lot of relief on the faces of Ram's army that they finally managed to kill Ravan. So then Ram went and he brought Sita back, and he made Vibhishan the king of Lanka. And Sita prayed to the fire goddess, and she even walked over burning coals to prove her devotion to Ram. And the fire goddess blessed her and asked Ram to take her back to Ayodhya as his queen. So after that, Ram, Lakshman and Sita, they went back to Ayodhya, and the whole city of Ayodhya was very jubilant because 14 years had been over and Ram finally was coming back to the kingdom. Bharat was very excited. He was waiting for them, and all over Ayodhya people had lit lamps and lighted up, and there were fireworks, and people were really celebrating the fact that finally good had won over evil. Ram had managed to kill the king of demons, Ravan of Lanka. The purpose of his life, why he was born as Vishnu, an incarnate of Lord Vishnu, as a human being, was, achieved. And so there was a lot of jubilation. Until today, in our country, in India, every year on that same day, when Ram and Sita had come back to Ayodhya, all of us in India, we celebrate Diwali and we light lamps and we pray. And Sita is also like an incarnation of Lakshmi, of goddess Lakshmi. So we welcome Lakshmi back into our homes, into our cities. So with that, intent and with that love, we all celebrate this day, even till date. Although this story is more than 5,000, maybe even, we don't even know how much more, but definitely more than 5,000 years old. And there is a lot of debate whether it is only mythology or whether it's a true story. But most Indians like to believe that it's 100% true story, and there are a lot of reasons to believe that. But whether it is a true story or whether it is a mythology, it really doesn't matter to us, right? So children, we just love the story, don't we? The story is eternal. It is so interesting. It has so much of drama in it, and there is so much to learn from this story. How Ram has taught us how to be patient, how to be calm, and how to also fight evil. How Sita has taught us not to be scared and not to be defeated if any demon tries to scare you. How Hanuman has taught us that we should be always true friends. And there are so many lessons that we have learned from Ramayana on the way, haven't we? So if you can think of all the lessons that we have learned in these stories, please do send me the comments. What are the lessons you have learned through Ramayana, through this story? And share them with me. I'm really looking forward to your comments. And do subscribe to my channel if you have still not subscribed. And press the bell icon so that you get to know what other stories are coming up. And also do tell me if there are any particular series you want me to tell you. So I will be doing a series of Akbar Birbal very soon for you. And there are other very interesting stories which I really want to share with you. My favorite stories of childhood. So I'll be seeing you soon. Love you all.